all this. And he said, hey, do the oldies show. Tell me about the music. Oh, it's all before you were born. You know, hey, where'd you get this? Hello from Sup with Camel? Oh, there was talk shows in New York. He used it. It was great. Get away from me, kid. You know, it was like that. And I mean, it was just, yeah, it got even worse. You know, but a very talented man. Who, I mean, that's a great song to have a talk show to lead with. Sup with Camel, hello. So, and Castronova's Elio, spelled Hello. There you go. All right. But me to get to this story, I know the reporters have because Michael Avenatti last week on Clay Travis, which is heard 6:30 to 9 here on 1420 WEMB Sports Radio and Outkick the coverage. That's also on jetbroadcasting.live. He had on Michael Avenatti, and it was the news of the day when Avenatti was suggesting that Nike was telling Zion Williamson where to go. And it's not just the great Duke education and Coach K there that has Zion Williamson Well, think about that. Why, though, did Tennessee switch from Adidas to Nike? Just saying. Anyway, but here's the thing about Michael Avenatti. You've no doubt heard by now a federal grand jury in Manhattan indicted Avenatti, Stormy Daniels' attorney, okay, on Wednesday in 2 alleged schemes, charging him with fraud and aggravated identity theft and attempting to extort more than $20 million from Nike. And now Michael Avenatti comes off like Jose Canseco. You know, first of all, the involvement of Nike in college athletics, who knows? I imagine there's something there. Be naive to sort of say, no, he's making this up out of whole cloth, But it's like the same thing with Jose Canseco. Canseco opened the door. He reported steroids in baseball, right? But no one says of Canseco, and by the way, I've worked with Jose Canseco. I know the Canseco fan. I worked with them in winter leagues. He's actually very, very serious about baseball. Unfortunately, let me give you this. Canseco could be looked at as the heroic whistleblower. But instead, you don't do that. You don't think of him that way. And part of it is, it seems like, yeah, there are times where he embarrasses himself. Oh, wow. We'll read in Vice. Jose can say so. And then he's writing about meditating to the point that he feels he can time travel. Well, okay. I mean, it's just sort of like, people follow Jose Canseco on Twitter. They know, boy, saying some odd things. Now, that doesn't make him a bad guy. And you know what? Travel. I remember that was one of his stories he wrote for Vice.com. And you know what? I mean, we all have our faiths. We all have our beliefs. I'm not one, unless you're out, doing human sacrifices or something along those lines to really knock your religion or your faith. I'm not one to do that at all. Now, I mention this because the reason why Canseco, you start going with him, is because he's unapologetic for his own steroid use. Because he writes a book called Juice, and he says, you know what? These players would do well on steroids. Because Canseco, I can recall in something called the even at his advanced age, he was in very good shape. And he was playing against, he did a home run hitters contest where he actually beat out, among others, Kurt Angle's nephew. Was it nephew or cousin? Dave Engel Jr. Lives in Tennessee now, actually. Isn't it? You can talk to him in a while. Good guy. And Engel, David, the ball player who had played small college baseball, was actually cut just like, Canseco was, as you might imagine. Of course, no one's cut like Canseco. I mean, it's just amazing. But, you know, I remember a sports writer, you know, he's kidding around. And he was very masculine, good-looking figure, Jose Canseco. I mean, you know, man was, you know, with Madonna for a while. Come on. And he says, and the sports writer, I remember, asks him down there, I think it was the Monitor that he wrote for, the Valley Star, whatever. One of those papers down in South Texas. His Twitter feed. It's even better than Donald Trump's. Avenatti is the new Canseco. Let's blow the whistle on Nike. Let's talk all about, oh, they're corrupt. Oh, by the way, I'm up for, I might go to jail for the rest of my life because I've been trying to extort them for $20 million. And plus, then you have Stormy Daniels that he's also charged with embezzling money for his own luxuries. You know what? He's not bad.